been about 14 months since I started these. My goal was basically to make it a year, see how long, or see how well they would come together. A number of them came together really well, but these take a lot of work, and I'm not the kind of person that's going to put a lot of work in to my hair. But this was an interesting journey. I mean, there's lots of reasons to have dreadlocks. People have them for spiritual reasons, people have them for style reasons, people have them for cultural reasons. Mine would probably be a mashup of many of those. I started growing my hair out when I moved to Seattle in 2005, and more significantly when I started my master's degree. For me, it was pretty symbolic of growing and learning. And towards the end of my program, I had the idea of having dreadlocks to, I guess, symbolize the locking up of the hair, symbolizing the locking up of some of the concepts that I had been working with while I was in grad school. And that was, like I said, 14 months ago, and now it's at a point where I don't do much with them. I don't have the time or the energy, and you can kind of see that they just have some stuff on the ends that just didn't come together, and I'm sure if I gave it more time that the ends would start looking a lot better, but a lot of the new growth is coming in, and it's just not something that I really want to continue to play around with. But it was an interesting experience. Not so much in Seattle. Lots of people look like this, but walking into different cultures where this isn't necessarily an acceptable hairstyle was interesting. You know, just to kind of hear people's reactions. Even in a place like Seattle, there would be people, and I would hear secondhand comments about, you know, my hair, how I look, whether or not I'm a legitimate worker or something like that, just because of the hair that I have, and maybe my earrings or something like that. But anyways, so now I think it's time to get rid of them, at least for a short period of time. I'm beginning a new phase with starting the Beacon Collective, and it just seems appropriate to kind of start over and have just a symbolic, again, symbols important to me, but to have a symbolic start to that, to have a clean head of hair. I'm looking forward to really, you know, just having the shower water just run onto my head. It's not something I've done too often. You know, one of the reasons people have dreadlocks is for simplicity and to save on water and things like shampoo, things like that. I went through one big bottle of shampoo for this last 14 months. So that saved, you know, money, plastic, chemicals, because I had to do shampoo that doesn't have any chemicals in it, because it would certainly show up on the hair. in terms of how it would smell over time. I used a lot less water over the last 14 months, just because I didn't need to wash my hair very much. Long hair takes a lot more time and water to actually wash it, so to have it locked up like this and not needing to wash it all the time was helpful. So I'll go with a short hairstyle, and that'll be just as simplistic, and so we'll see how long that lasts. I might grow these back out. I think next time one of my goals is to have more of a community around doing something like this, because doing it on your own is really difficult. And so I think about the different people, different cultures and things like that, kind of the barbershop mentality. That's not something that I have in my life, and not something that I really grew up with too much. And so to have a community kind of around that, where we to have people help to work on them, I think will be really important in terms of whether or not I do this again. And as I'm getting older, I may cut all this off and find out when I start going bald, so that would sort of mean I can't do this again. So it's been interesting, Mom. I think you're gonna be proud of me for finally cutting these things off. I'm not sure that I'm totally ready for it. It's hard. I find I don't want to put the scissors to the hair at the moment. And the two other times that I've tried were difficult. And last night, I think you can see on some of them, I just cut the ends off just to see how it would feel. So you can see kind of a chunky end right there, or a flat end, because I just sort of cut the ends off last night just to see how it would feel. And so after today, you're going to see a different look from me. It will make it easier to go running, that's for sure, and to work out, which is something I've been trying to do more since we moved to Beacon Hill in January. So anyways, I think I'm just sort of rambling, probably just avoiding what I know I should be doing. So I'm going to put this down here, and I don't know. Move some of this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to start with the one dread that was the biggest pain in the butt, because it was just a little bit too short to always pull back in the ponytail, so it was always falling out. And we're just going to get rid of it. This will be the first one to go. I think. Oh no, this is the one. Yeah. You can see this goofy little thing right here. And there's no going back at this point. I wonder what it's going to look like if I don't even shave it at the end of doing this. Maybe I'll invent a new hairstyle here.